say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
You are as precious to me as you were to your own mother and father. I swore to them that I would protect you, and I haven't.
The twilight's last gleam.
Hello, you're watching Premiere Scene and I'm Sara, bringing you all the latest movie news. The wait is officially over as director Christopher Nolan shows us how he can make superhero films to an unprecedented scale. This is the European premiere of The Dark Knight Rises.
The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really? Mm-hmm. But he's a hero, a war hero. This is peacetime.
You think this can last? There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. You and your friends better batten down the hatches.
Chris is in a class by himself, particularly when it comes to movies like this. He's got such a brilliant mind, and he's so talented at realizing his ambition. I just think it's such a treat to get to watch him work. And we were all just little soldiers waiting to do whatever he wanted us to just give everything we had to him. So this is, I mean, even though it's a huge, huge movie, there's so much soul and heart and passion in it. I think people are going to really love it.
Because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live so large and leave so little for the rest of us.
When you were planning for this film, in the planning stages, what challenges did you meet when you were thinking about the special effects?
I think the biggest challenge was probably building the Bat, you know, his new vehicle in it. It was, again, it was a creature devised by Chris Nolan and Nathan Crowley, production designer. I think I was worried that because it was a flying vehicle, we wouldn't be doing much of it practically. It'd be more CGI, but I couldn't have been more wrong. You know, Chris really wanted to get as much of it as he could for real, so we ended up hanging it under helicopters, flying it around LA, putting it on vehicles, going 60, 70 mile an hour through the streets of Pittsburgh, and really got a big buzz out of, you know, it gave the CGI guys something to work to in reality. You know, they did some wonderful stuff. The CGI guys are sort of heroes as far as I'm concerned. We work together so well now, it's real fulfilling.
And how does it compare to the original Batmobile that featured at Comic-Con a few weeks ago? It's a shame.
No, they're different. I mean, the Batmobile is obviously a real vehicle, which we're very proud of. You know, I've been touring Europe with it the last few weeks, taking it to various places, and we're very proud of it. All the vehicles, you know, but the Bat had its own problems that we had to deal with, and that's what keeps the brain going.
And this film starts with a legendary hijacking, and it leaves the audience thinking, how are they going to keep this up? This is a fast pace. So how do you, as an effects, how do you keep that momentum there?
By abiding with Chris Nolan's script. You know, he writes the script, he gets our input into it, and you know, even throughout the film where I keep feeding him ideas, you know, just when we think we're coasting a little bit, okay, bang something in there, or he might do exactly the same. You know, he gets onto a location somewhere and he sees something that sparks something in his imagination. All of a sudden we're off running in a different direction. It's very exhilarating.
And is the balance between maintaining a engaging storyline with the special effects, is that a challenge for you?
For me, I think the characters and the storyline are equally, if not more important. In fact, they are more important than special effects. You know, I think Chris has got a great bunch of actors around him who I've seen the performances and they're absolutely marvellous. And to dovetail our special effects in amongst those performances, I think is fascinating.
And this film, it is the most epic film of the year. So if you could pinpoint one particular scene or part in the film that will blow people away in the audience, which would it be?
I think one scene that we got a big buzz out of, and I know a lot of the audience got a buzz out of, was the football stadium, which is the Steelers stadium in Pittsburgh, where 12,000 people turned up, and we thought that they would sort of get bored lunchtime and then go home, and they all stayed until 7 o'clock at night, and we even brought the Batmobiles down, even though they weren't in the shot, and started driving them around and doing explosions just for the audience, and it was great fun.
To give the Batman fans just a sense of how much time and effort goes into these films, How long does it take to plan, just say, one scene, effects-wise?
Oh. In the instance of like the hospital that we blew up on Dark Knight, that was 3 to 4 weeks, just purely rigging it with explosives and working with the demolition teams for literally 2 minutes of blowing it up. And that's 20, 30 guys working on that.
So does it mean that this is the most epic film? Does that mean there was the most danger involved as well? Were you scared at some point?
No, we do so much testing. We test. When we do a film, probably 70% of what we do is testing, so that when we get it on a film set and you've got 500, in the case of New York where we had 1,200 extras, that's a lot of people standing around if you're not absolutely spot on with what you're doing. If you make a mistake and you have to do a take 2 or take 3, that's a lot of money. So 70% of what we do is testing it to make sure that it's, safe and economical.
What does that mean?
Rise.
Throughout this trilogy, what's been the biggest thrill for you in developing the character of Batman?
I think for me the biggest thrill has been working with an actor like Christian Bale, who's prepared to take on such a fanciful character and do what I really was trying to do with the rest of the film, which is to ground it, make it real, and find the truth of that. And that's what you get with a guy like Christian, and that's been an incredible journey to be a part of.
When Gotham is ashes, you have my permission to die.